Good morning, my little loves. I hope that you guys are ready for another lesson because I know I am. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So on our schedule, we're starting with number 1 today, calendar. And I have our calendar right here. So let's take a look at it. I've crossed off all the days that we've already had in April. So we already had the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So that means yesterday was Monday the 6th. If yesterday was Monday, then today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday the 7th. Now, if today is Tuesday, then tomorrow is going to be Wednesday. And what will the date be? The 8th. So let's say today's date in a complete sentence. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Nice job. All right, guys, let's keep going. So now we are on number 2, our daily write it. And today I have our picture. Here we go. So it's a boy and he is sitting in a chair. So your sentence today is, can you sit with me? But before we write that sentence, let's look at our word. Our word is sit. So let's tap it. It. Sit. All right, now let's use our arm. It. Sit. So when you write that word, you should have S-I-T for sit. Now, using your special lined paper, I would like for you to write the sentence, can you sit with me? Remember everything that good writers do? Pause the video and write, can you sit with me? Okay, so now hopefully we're done with that and I have my sentence here to show you. Here we go. Can you sit with me? Now I have me circled because me is a new trick word, okay? Now, let's look at our sentence first. We know at the beginning of the sentence it always starts with a capital letter. And we know that A-N says and, so to make it say can, all we have to do is we add a C. So can, space, you, that's a trick word. I hope you got that right. Can you sit with? Remember, TH says f. Can you sit with me? We're going to be doing a lot of work with me because that's one of our new trick words. If you did not get all of your sentence correct, go ahead and fix it now. I want you to make sure that you use a question mark as well because this is a question. I'm asking, can you sit with me? I need an answer, which means it's a question. Check your sentence and pause the video if you need to fix anything. Okay, now that your sentence is all correct, let's move on to our letters for today. Today we're working with the letter M. I'm holding my pencil with a pincer grip. I'm going to start my uppercase M at the skyline. I'll go straight down to the grass line, frog jump up to the skyline, slide to the plane line, slide to the skyline, go straight down to the grass line. M, man, Now for my lowercase m. It's a plain line letter. I go straight down to the grass line, trace back up, add a hump, trace back up, add another hump. M, man, Make sure the middle of your M, you trace straight back up so you don't have a big gap there, okay? Now, today's number is 3 greater than 6. So think of 6, and then think about what number would be 3 greater. So let me try to use my fingers. We have 6, and we want to make it 3 greater. Now, greater is bigger or smaller? Greater is bigger, so we're making it 3 bigger. So we add 3 fingers to make it bigger. 1, 2, 3. So 3 greater than 6 is 9. A loop and then a line. That's the way to make a 9. I start at the skyline, trace back, curve to the plane line, back up to the skyline, straight down to the grass line. Now, if I wanted to make that a 19, what would I do? I would add a 1 to the front. Now I have a 19. So, go ahead, and I want you to make some uppercase M's, lowercase m's, some 9s, and then turn them into 19s. Go ahead and pause the video and do it now. And then when you are done with that, let's do our lesson plan packet. All right. Remember, we are still working in week 3, so you'll find your week 3 packet. And then here is our lesson plan for the day. And we're on day 2 since it's Tuesday, and we're looking at reading, and it says Tom's gun. And we're going to follow the directions on the reading sheet. So it says, have the child read the story to the adult. They're going to tap out the words and blend them together. So kindergartners are going to read the story Tom's Gum to their family. Okay, kindergartners will read it to their family. And then we'll move on. So next we have math, and we're going to do another project that talks about how tall am I. And it's this measurement hunt paper. Now if you'll notice at the top, you have 2 math papers for day 2 and 3. Let's do this one today. And let's do this one tomorrow. So I'm going to put this paper down because we're not going to worry about it today. We'll do that one tomorrow. All right, these are what you're going to use for math today. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut out at least one of these cube trains. And the directions say, trace your shoe with a crayon. Then make a cube train that is about the same, so equal, about the same length as your shoe. So you'll trace your shoe, and then you'll see how many cubes tall your shoe is. Okay? Write the number of cubes it takes to be about the same length as your shoe. Then we'll do the back of the paper. Okay? Compare objects to the length of your shoe. Okay? It says draw what you find each time. Number 1, you're going to find an object that is shorter than your shoe. Okay? Find a cube train and make a cube train that's about the same length as the object that you found. So draw an object that's shorter than your shoe and write the number that tells how many cubes longer it is. Then we'll do number 2. And number 2, you're going to find an object that is longer than your shoe. Draw a picture of the object. Write the number that tells how many cubes that object is. So this object needs to be shorter than your shoe, and this object needs to be longer. Okay? All right, let's continue our lesson plan. Then we have our reading log, and we know what to do for our reading log. We do it every day, right? Number 4, we have our letter practice sheet for phonics. So I have my paper, and my paper should look just like your paper. So yesterday in Star-Worthy Writing, we traced and we made 2 of each of our own, right? Today you're going to choose 1 crayon. You're going to use your nicest, neatest writing, just like always, and you're going to trace the letters and then write 2 of your own. And I had a parent ask me to go over letter formation for all of our letters, so we're going to do that quickly. And I think that's a great idea because it's so important for us to form all of our letters correctly. So, for T, straight line down, frog jump up to the skyline, fly across. U, start at the skyline, straight line down, curve, and go straight up to the skyline. V, slide to the grass line, slide to the skyline. Q. Start at the skyline, trace back, curve down to the grass line, curve to the skyline, add a tail. Make sure the placement of your tail is correct. Does the tail touch the plane line? No. And make sure it comes through, it comes out of that O that you made, and it touches the grass line too, okay? R. Now, some of us really like to make R's in a funky way. We're going to make sure that we make our R correctly. Start at the skyline, come straight down, then you have a frog jump. Back up to skyline, curve to the plane line, and slide to the grass line. S. Trace back, curve to the plane line, curve back to the grass line. So you'll choose one crayon to do both sides of this paper. One crayon. Then we have our last activity for the day, guys. Here is our phonics paper, number 2. So, what letter is this? Y. So you'll trace your Y's and then make your own row of Y's. Trace your X's, make your own row of X's. Write the beginning sounds for each of those pictures. Yarn, yellow, yo-yo. Then you'll do Z and Q. Remember, Q always has its buddy U after it because together they're a team that says Qu. You're going to write the beginning sounds of each of these pictures. Queen, question, 0, quarter, zebra, zipper. Go ahead and pause the video and you can finish your lesson plan packet now. I'll bet you guys rocked your lesson plan packet. Let's move on. We are on number 5, our read aloud. Now, for our read aloud today, when you're looking at the pictures and listening to the words, I want you to think about objects in our pages that are living and objects that are non-living. So yesterday, you watched a video from SciShow Kids that talks about living things, right? We know that living things are alive. They breathe, they need nutrients or food, they need water, they reproduce, which means they make more of themselves, right? And things that are not alive, they don't do those things. They don't get bigger, they don't change, they don't grow, they don't need nutrients, they don't need water, right? So we're going to read this story, and then we're going to go back through and talk about some things that are living and some things that are not living. And I love the pictures in this book. I hope that you guys really do too. So this book is called A Frog in the Bog. And I'll bet you picked up that some of these words are rhyming. Frog, bog. They end in og, which means they are rhyming words. It's by Karma Wilson and Joan Rankin. Let's get started. A Frog in the Bog. Here's the title page. Tells us the title again, the author and the illustrator. A Frog in the Bog by Karma Wilson and Joan Rankin. There's a frog on the log in the middle of a bog. A bog is like a swamp. This is what a swamp looks like. A small green frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. Frog, log, bog. They end in og. He flicks one tick as it creeps up a stick. One tick in the belly of a small green frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. And the green frog grows a little bit bigger. So this frog, is he living? Yes, he ate a fly and he grew. He got bigger. Nutrients help us grow. So we know the frog is a living thing, right? he sees 2 fleas as they leap through the reeds. These are reeds. They're a kind of plant. One tick, 2 fleas in the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. And the frog grows a little bit bigger. He spies 3 flies as they buzz through the skies. So many rhyming words. 1 tick, 2 fleas, 3 flies. Oh my. In the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. And the frog grows a little bit bigger. He glugs 4 slugs as they slink through the sludge. The sludge would be like the mud. It's like gooey stuff. And if he glugs them, it means that he eats them. So there's a lot of rhyming words in this book. Gludge, sludge. 1 tick, 2 fleas, 3 flies, oh my, 4 slugs, ew, ugh, in the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. And the frog grows a little bit bigger. He inhales 5 snails from their heads to their tails. 1 tick, 2 fleas, 3 flies, oh my, 4 slugs, ew, ugh, and 5 smiley slugs in the in the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. What a hog, that frog. What does that mean? What a hog, that frog. Is it asking if he's a pig? It's asking if he eats a lot. If you're a hog, that means that you're eating a lot of food, right? And the frog grows a little bit bigger. Oh my goodness, that does not look like he's comfortable. Then that log with the frog in the middle of the bog starts to rise. And the frog sees eyes. And the frog sees claws and a big set of jaws and a mouth like a crater. And the frog screams, "Gator!" With his mouth open wide, all the bugs inside started to crawl out and fly and slither and slide. Out comes 5 snails from their heads to their tails. Four slugs, ew, ugh. 3 flies, oh my. 2 fleas, dear me. And 1 tiny tick, ick. And right in the middle of his holler, that frog grows a whole lot smaller. Because now those insects are not inside him. "See you later," says the gator as he romps through the swamp, 'cause the itty-bitty frog isn't big enough to chomp now. The bugs in the bog keep away from the frog, and the frog never sits on a half-sunk log. So the half-sunk log that the frog sat on, was it really a log? No, it was a gator. Oh my goodness. Okay, I hope you guys heard a lot of rhyming words in this book because there was a ton. Okay, now let's find a page and let's talk about living and non-living things. Okay, so the gator, would it be a living or a non-living object? Living. He breathes. He needs nutrients, which is in food, right? He needs water. He grows. We already said the frog was a living thing. What about the slugs? Are they a living thing? Yes, they are. They grow. They reproduce, which means they can make more slugs, right? They need nutrients. They need water. So they are living things. What about these lily pads? Living or non-living? This is a tricky question. They're a plant. Are plants living things? Yes, they are. They grow, they reproduce, which means they make seeds that can make more of them. They need water, they need nutrients, so they are living things. What about, it looks like these 3 fleas, they made some type of a house. I wonder what they used for that, but it looks kind of like paper. Would paper be a living thing? Does paper grow? No. Does paper need nutrients or water? Does it reproduce to make more paper? No. So this would be a non-living thing. And we'll continue talking about living and non-living things today. But let's move on, and now we're on number 6, math. And we're continuing to talk about our 3D shapes, okay? Let's review them. Cube. A cube is like the dice you drop. Cone. A cone is like a party hat. Sphere. A sphere is like a bouncing ball. And cylinder. A cylinder is like a can of pop. Okay, so yesterday we talked about objects that rolled, and we figured out that the sphere could roll and the cylinder could roll if it was put on its curved side, right? Today we're going to talk about objects that we can stack. So that means we can set one object on top of another object. So this cube, can I stack it? Can I put an object on top of this object? I can, because it has a flat surface, right? I could put it on stacks on my hands and it would stay because it's a flat surface. There's flat surfaces all around, okay? What about this cone? Can I stack it? This is kind of a trick question. What if I put this cone down on its tip? Would it stay? No, it falls right off. What if I put it on its side? Nope, it's curved, so it rolled off. What if I put it on the bottom, on its flat surface? Did it stack that way? Yeah, it did. So I can't put anything on top of it, but I could certainly put it on top of something else that is stackable, right? What about the sphere? Can it stack? No, it is a curved surface, so watch what happens. It rolls right off. Curved surfaces roll. They cannot be stacked. Here's our last 3D object. our cylinder. Can I stack it? This is also a trick question. If I put it on its curved surface, it rolls right off. But if I put it on one of its flat surfaces, I can stack it. So see, flat surfaces can be stacked, right? But surfaces that are pointy cannot be stacked. Surfaces that are curved, they cannot be stacked either, right? Because they would roll off. So let's look at our paper today. Can I stack a cone? Well, kind of. If I put something on the bottom of the cone, I can stack the cone on top. But I can't put anything on top of the cone, right? The sphere, can I stack it? No, it would roll right off. The cube, could I stack it? Yes, I could, because it's all flat surfaces. Nice job, guys. Nice job. All right, let's move on to number 7, our flashcard practice. And since we just got done talking about shapes, I have some shapes cards I want to review with you guys. So first, let's do our flat shapes, okay? Those are shapes that are not real life objects, right? They're just shapes. We can't pick them up. Circle, rectangle, hexagon, triangle, square. Now our 3D shapes, so our fat shapes, like the ones we just talked about. Cylinder, cube, sphere. You can see how all of these are curved. The dotted lines are showing you that there's a surface there. It curves all the way around. Oh, and then this one. This one is a pyramid. We haven't learned about a pyramid yet. I wonder where my cone went. I might have to make a new one. But this one is a cone. A cone. All right, guys. Now, numbers. Here we go. Mix them all up. All right, let's see what we have. 20. A 2 and a 0 makes 20, the hero. 17. A 1 and a 7 sends 17 to heaven. 19. A 1 and a 9 makes 19 shine. 7. 6. 13. A 1 and a 3 sends 13 up a tree. 18. A 1 and an 8 makes 18 great. 14. A 1 and a 4 makes 14 shut the door. 12. A 1 and a 2 tells 12 what to do. 16. A 1 and a 6 makes 16 pick up sticks. 11. A 1 and a 1 makes 11 fun. 15. A 1 and a 5 makes 15 dive. 10. A 1 and a 0 makes 10 the hero. 9 and 8. Nice job with your flashcards. I'll bet you got those a lot of right today. All right, last one today, number 8, our thematic video. We're still talking about living and non-living objects. So today your video it's just called Living and Non-Living Things. So make sure you're listening to your video, and maybe after you watch the video, you could go outside, take a walk, see if you can find 5 living things and 5 non-living things. If you can't go outside, maybe you could walk around your house, find 5 living things, or if you have 5 living things in your house, and 5 non-living things. I hope you guys enjoy that. Remember that I love you, I miss you so much, and I will see you guys in our video tomorrow. Bye.